Hola, buenos días. Hello and good morning from our online church campus. Mi nombre es Karen Ponitz, mi pronombre es ella y sirvo con gratitud como directora del aprendizaje de por vida. My name is Karen Polnitz, my pronouns are she, her, and I serve gratefully as Director of Lifelong Learning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno. Welcome to all of you who are on our online church campus. Welcome to everyone on our Alluvial Avenue campus, and welcome to everyone joining us later on YouTube or Facebook. We are one congregation in many places. Somos una congregación en muchos lugares. We honor and respect the indigenous peoples on whose land our Alluvial Avenue campus sits. As part of this recognition, we encourage you to learn more about the history of the Yokuts peoples and to support or visit the following resources: Native American Rights Fund and National Indian Education Association. Our worship theme this month is the gift of generosity. Today we'll explore how the universe is often generous in providing us with opportunities to meet and interact with strangers who can impact our lives in brief, meaningful, and positive ways. What does it mean to open to the spiritual practice of spontaneity and connection? Please know that here at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno, you are welcome no matter your race, culture of origin, age, spiritual background, or religious beliefs. Your neurodiversity is welcome here. You are welcome no matter your disabilities, level of formal education, or amount of money in your bank account. Those of us who are lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, non-binary, or gender fluid are welcome here. Our welcome extends to all those with or without documentation. Con papeles y sin papeles. This is the perfect place to bring your spiritual questions, doubts, yearnings, and answers. Whoever you are, whatever you are, wherever you are on your journey, we bid you welcome. Todos son bienvenidos aquí. If you are on our virtual campus and want to share your joy, sorrow, concern, or gratitude in today's service, just text it to us at 559-209-4977. You can also type it into the chat box. Please do that now so we have time to gather them and share a few minutes from now. Be sure to text your name as well so we know who you are. Before we begin with music to stir your spirit, let's enjoy a moment of spontaneous connection. In the chat box, in the silence of your heart, or in person on our Alluvial Avenue campus, please take a moment to say hello and buenos dias.
Yeah, no, it goes down like one of the rough walking paths in Clovis, but it takes some streets too. Let's do it.
Hello, that's Lucas. No, I don't, sir.
Geez, Dolphins lost again this season.
Buenos dias. Mi nombre es Timoteo. My name is Tim. My pronouns are he, him, and I serve gratefully as minister of this wonderful progressive congregation. We do have some glorious music today on this gorgeous autumn morning. So let's allow the sound of the tingsha to carry us to that place within that is open to the wisdom within us, among us, and beyond us.
It's been a long, long, dark night. I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a hard, hard fight. But I see a brand new day a-dawning. I've been looking for the sunshine. You know I ain't seen it in so long. Oh, and everything's gonna work out just fine. Everything's gonna be all right. That's been all wrong. 'Cause I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. It's been a long, long time since I've known the taste of freedom and those clinging vines. You know that they had me bound. Well, I don't need them. I've been like a captured eagle. And you know eagles are born to fly. Now that I have my freedom, like an eagle, I am eager for the sky. 'Cause I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a clear blue day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. 'Cause I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna be all right. It's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay.
You rock my boat. Good morning. Buenos días. Me llamo Lori Tidyman Jones, ella. Yo soy un miembro de equipo de artes de adoración. My name is Lori, she, her, and I am honored to be here as a member of the worship arts team. If you have a candle or chalice nearby, get ready because we're going to be lighting the chalice in just a minute. Today is our annual Serve Gratefully Sunday. Reverend Tim provided us with a quote from Rachel Naomi Remen, which reads, I quote, "Helping, fixing, and serving represent three different ways of seeing light or seeing life. When you help, you see life as weak. When you fix, you see life as broken. When you serve, you see life as whole. Fixing and helping may be the work of the ego, and service the work of the soul." Unquote. It took me a long time to change my original description of my purpose in life. Originally, it was, I want to help people. But it evolved into, I'm hoping to empower people. There's a certain condescension in helping with me extending my hand down to someone while I stand above. I learned that walking with someone, listening to them, sharing myself, and then allowing for empowerment as they so wish, that is my goal. In that spirit, please light your chalice or candle at home. And Reverend Tim, if you would kindly kindle the flame in our Alluvial Avenue campus. In that spirit, please stand, embody your spirit, and join in singing, "Morning Has Come."
1, 2, 3, 4.
Morning has come, arise and greet the day. Dance with joy and sing a song of gladness. The light of hope here shines upon
remain standing as we say together the words of our church covenant. El amor es la doctrina de esta iglesia, la búsqueda de la verdad es su sacramento y el servicio es su oración. Habitar juntos en paz, buscar la verdad con libertad y servir a la humanidad juntos con el fin de que todas las almas puedan crecer en armonía con lo divino. Esto es lo que pactamos unos con otros. We affirm that love is the doctrine of this church, the quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. We strive to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve humankind in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow in harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with each other. Please be seated. Here at church, our Mosaic Makers team is the group that's charged with helping us live more fully into our eighth principle, our third value around justice and dismantling white supremacy culture. Our Mosaic Makers team has asked members of the congregation to read and react to an article called Characteristics of White Supremacy Culture. That article is by Tima Okun, and copies are available at our Mosaic Makers lending library out in the breezeway. Here is Emily with a reflection.
Hi, my name is Emily Kaisinga, and I serve gratefully as a member of the worship arts team. I was actually introduced to Tema Okun's article on white supremacy culture during a class through the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno on being white in the Black Lives Matter movement in 2017. I'll be honest that I initially had a really hard time accepting the feedback offered in the article, but if that's not kind of the point, I don't know what is. My worldview as a cisgender white woman is so informed by white privilege and white supremacy culture that understanding an alternative reality to how the world could operate is difficult for me. When I first read the article, I had an internal monologue of rebuttal for pretty much every point offered. Perfectionism, that's just having high standards. Sense of urgency, that's caring about efficiency. Defensiveness, what, am I being defensive? You get the point. I find the antidote section for each characteristic to be incredibly helpful. If I look to those, they sound like creating a culture built very in line with my own Unitarian Universalist values. For only one right way, for example, an antidote is accept that there are many ways to get to the same goal. One way I've seen this play out in my professional life as a special educator is that students who are able to show their learning in different ways often feel more successful. If the goal is to show comprehension of a text, for example, showing that in an essay isn't the only way to do that. A student could prepare an oral presentation or a slideshow and reach the goal in a way that accommodates their needs and allows them to be successful. Wouldn't the world be a better place if we could all feel equally comfortable and valued in all the spaces in which we live? And shouldn't getting to that place be part of our quest as Unitarian Universalists?
Thank you, Emily. So I invite us to take a moment to just breathe in together, breathing in peace. And we breathe out together, breathing out love. And again, let's just enjoy a nice centering breath, breathing as we imagine we're breathing in peace. We hold a moment, we breathe out love. And one last time together, enjoying that sensation of breathing in peace. We hold a moment, we breathe out love. Each one of us here today is breathing in and breathing out, and that is a gift in itself. Each one of us breathes to our own individual rhythm, our own individual depth, and yet we are completely connected by our breath and by that intention to be recalled to our best selves again. And so as we continue to breathe, imagine that that breath carries you back over the last week, the last 7 days of living. A question: in the last week, were you unskillful in word, thought, or action? And a second question: what intention do you wish to carry with you into your week? Each week when we gather, we create a sacred space and really invite us to be just who we are, that beautiful and also broken individual. We all have those pieces that are broken or chipped, and each one of us has our own unique beauty, even though sometimes it may be hard to see or acknowledge that. And so we create space to acknowledge who we are, also to lift up whatever joys, sorrows, concerns, or gratitudes are alive within us. Some of us from our online campus texted those in or put them in the chat box. Others of us here on our Alluvial Avenue campus stopped at the small table and wrote them down on a card. Here is just a little bit of what is alive among us. Christine is feeling a joy that herself and Scarlett are blooming. Scarlett had her first job experience. So much love to Scarlett. Jeff is feeling gratitude to the members of the Central Valley Astronomers for sharing views of the planets through their telescopes this past Friday, just 2 days ago, for our stargazing party here at church. We also have some real sorrows today. First, acknowledging the continued horror of seeing what is happening to the citizens of Gaza, and I'm saying this as Tim, not as speaking for the church. Yes, we have outrage at what Hamas perpetrated a month ago, but the bombing of so many innocent lives and children is unconscionable. We also have been asked to remember that as the attention is focusing on the Middle East, that there are many still who are losing their lives in Ukraine. Gamar H. says, I am so sad. I want to please pray for me because I lost my job and I have a lot of financial problems and unemployment insurance rejected me. Evan S. is feeling sorrowful. It's the start of the particulate season in the valley. Protect yourself when particles are unhealthy, when the air is unhealthy. Ken M. writes that a dear friend and former colleague passed into the mysteries of death yesterday after a prolonged and debilitating illness. We will miss her presence and treasure her memory. Diana writes that Thursday, a member of my extended family, Adam, age 15, was on his way to school. He was hit by a girl using her phone. He is now brain dead, but on life support. Please lift up his spirit. And is it Aiden or Adam? Aiden? Aiden, okay. And so we hold Aiden and his entire family in our thoughts. We remember those beloveds, those members and friends of our congregation who cannot be here because of illness or mobility or other factors. We remember Margaret H., Bev F., as she continues her recovery, Glenda R., Pat M., and Babs E. We also remember that November is Native American Heritage Month. And so for so much that's been shared on this morning, and yet I know there's so much that we're holding in the silence of our own hearts. So we light our candle of community for that which is spoken and that which remains unsaid. In the light of this candle, we will sing our call to meditation, Blessed Unrest, and Bill will sing it through once so that we're able to hear what it sounds like, because some of us are still learning this, and then you'll be invited to sing it 3 times together. Blessed Unrest.
2, 3, 4.
Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide. Fill my days with blessed unrest, and my nights with dreams of justice. Make me a vessel for the turning of the tide.
Our words of prayer or reflection come from Unitarian Universalist Tamara Lebach. Let us pray. Holy oneness, Spirit of life, Fuente de amor, source of wonder and mystery that some of us call God. We gather this day to be reminded of the sacred in the ordinary, the holy moments of waking yet again to a new day, the feel of the earth beneath our feet, the crisp cool on our skin, the warmth of this place. Help us this day to be fully present in our living, awake to each breath. Remind us, O Spirit, that life is taking place in the in-between as well as in our lofty goals. Remind us, O source of all, that the detours and the details craft the path and make it our own. Help us remember that we did not make this day, but that we have the glorious pleasure to meet each moment as it unfolds, to reach out and kiss its cheek as though it were a visitor who has come a long way just to see us. These and the prayers of our hearts we now lift up in community. Que así sea, bendito sea. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
Do you believe in fairy dust like I do? Anybody else? I knew you would, Kim. Oh, and Dave, of course. Yay. All right. Remember the books and the movies of fairies extending their wand or their hand and transforming something good. I've been dusted a lot in my life. I've been dusted by this church. I was a member of the Chalice Circle way back when. It's been 4 years. And time was coming that I was asked to be a worship associate. And I'd never done it before. And I like doing this kind of thing, but I was nervous. And so as I walked from here to there to here, from there to here, and I look up, and there are 4 members right here lifting a sign of life and support and beaming at me. That was fairy dust. Outside this community, I had left the bed of my mother, who suddenly made that turn where we realized she was not going to be with us much longer. And I know we'd gone all day without eating, and we needed something to sustain us. So I rushed over to a Panda Express. And when I walked in, I saw a family, 2 young children. And normally if I come up to someone, I just talk and engage, and I would have been teasing those kids. But I was surrounded by this bubble of grief that was so heavy, I was barely walking. That family were served and carried their things out. And then once I got my food, I walked to the cashier ready to pay. And she said, "Oh no, that family that just left, they paid for you." Fairy dust. Then at work, I was a college counselor, still at heart, and a young man, 30, 35, walked into my office. Shaved head, tattoos everywhere, big and burly and looking like a deer in the headlights. So I invite him in, and he sits, and I saw in his eyes this earnestness, this light that I figured he wasn't real experienced with. And so I did my job. I helped him pick out classes, connected him to resources. He went on his way, and for the next, I can't remember if it was 3 or 4 years, he would visit me a couple times a semester, and I'd do my job. And then it was graduation time, and he came to my office again with a gift. And I said, "Ernesto, I'm just doing my job." And he said, "Oh no, ma'am. When I came in that day, I wasn't sure I would stay. And you looked at me with humility, with respect, and with love. And now I'm graduating." I had given him fairy dust. In return, he gave it to me. After our song, Reverend Tim will really have a lot more to say about this, about those fairy dustings received and offered. And now please stand in body or spirit as we join to sing "Learn to Fly."
Once again, Bill will demo the entire verse and chorus.
Just to make sure you remember how this goes, we'll sing along and start from the beginning.
1, 2, 3.
When we come to the edge of all the light we have, and we step into the the darkness, the unknown, we will find something solid we can stand upon, for we believe that we will surely learn to fly. Learn to fly. Learn to fly. We believe we will surely learn to fly. We will find something solid we can stand upon, or we believe that we will surely learn to fly. When we come to the edge of all the light we have, and we step into the darkness, the unknown, we will find something solid we can stand upon, for we believe that we will surely learn to fly. Learn to fly. Learn to fly. We will really learn to fly. We will find something solid we can stand upon, or we believe that we will surely learn to fly. When we come to the edge of all the light we have, and we step into the darkness, the unknown, we will find something solid we can stand upon, for we believe that we will surely learn to fly. Learn to fly. Learn to fly. We believe we will surely learn to fly. We will find something solid we can stand upon, for we believe that we will surely learn to fly. Learn to fly. Learn to fly. We believe we will surely learn to fly. We will find something solid we can stand upon, for we believe that we will surely learn to fly.
Please be seated. And as the band heads off, let's give them another round of applause. Bill, thank you for leading us in song. So today is our annual Serve Gratefully Sunday. And that is actually the third part of our four-part mission statement. Amar inclusivamente, crecer espiritualmente, servir con gratitud y trabajar por la justicia. The mission of the Unitarian Universalist Church of Fresno is to, if you know it, you can say it, love inclusively, grow spiritually, serve gratefully, and work for justice. Serve gratefully. We begin with a quote that I really like. If you are really wise, and it's surprising and wondrous how many people have this wisdom in them, you will know enough to look around for love. It will be there, holding out its arms to you. If you are wise, whoever you are, you will let go, fall against that love, and be held. So writes Reverend Kate Braystrup. Sometimes those arms held out to us will be those of somebody that we know. But more often or not, sometimes those arms being held out to us will belong to a stranger. Sometimes that love comes disguised in the face of a stranger. Sometimes it is a stranger who will be there to serve us gratefully. Sometimes a stranger is the one who will say, "I'm here if you need me." This is one such story which I've shared before, similar to one of the stories that Laurie shared. My friend Alicia experienced one of the most meaningful moments of her life. And she says it really was one of the most meaningful moments. She experienced it in a hospital hallway. Alicia's mom was dying after a drawn-out illness, and my friend was with her mom during those long last days. She was at an area hospital, St. Agnes, and after a long vigil through the night, her mom finally let go and passed into the mysteries of death. Alicia recalls, "It was so early in the morning as I left the room and walked down that quiet corridor towards the elevator. As I did so, I passed a hospital orderly, a young person whose job it was to clean the rooms and the bathrooms. Maybe they saw the exhaustion and utter grief etched on my face, because that orderly stopped and offered me a gentle smile. Years later, I'm sure that person doesn't remember that most ordinary of moments, but I do." Alicia continues, "For me, it was a moment of monumental kindness. At the lowest point, when my heart was breaking and my world was shattering, someone smiled at me. A stranger reminded me that there was goodness in the world." What a gift. What a simple human gift. Rebecca Parker writes, "Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless or curse the world. The mind's power, the strength of the hands, the reaches of the heart, the gift of speaking, listening, imagining, seeing, waiting, any of these can serve to offer love." Could we just say that together? The mind's power, the strength of the hands, the reaches of the heart, the gift of speaking, listening, imagining, seeing, waiting, any of these can be served to offer love. Unitarian Universalist minister, the Reverend Kay Braystrup, was at home the morning her state police trooper husband was killed tragically in a car accident. In those early minutes after the accident, two strangers' lives intersected with hers. Years later, that mother of 4 young children remembers. Perhaps 40 minutes after I heard the news of Drew's death, I was sitting in the living room with my friend Monica when the doorbell rang. Monica sprang to answer it. A young man stood on the front steps, clad in a spiffy dark suit, his hair neatly combed, exuding a scent of soap and virtue. Holding out a pamphlet He beamed at Monica. "Have you heard the good news?" For a long second, Monica just glared at him, not sure whether to punch him or laugh hysterically. She compromised by slamming the door. A few minutes later, the doorbell rang again. This time, I answered it. It was my neighbor, an elderly woman I'd exchanged no more than maybe a dozen words with in the 10 years I'd lived in that town of Thomaston, Maine. She had potholders on her hands, which held a pan of brownies still hot from the oven, and tears were rolling down her cheeks. "I just heard," she said. My neighbor, a stranger I had exchanged just a few words with in the 10 years that I lived next door, was standing on the front stoop with her brownies and her tears. She was the good news. We've all had them, those moments, those completely ordinary moments when lives, by accident or chance, intersect. When someone we don't know is there for just a moment in our life and their presence makes a difference. We've all had those moments when someone unknown ever so briefly touches our lives for the better. My mom called them the unknown miracle makers, the angels in disguise. Author Peggy Tabor Millen recalls, "I was on a train on a rainy day. For some reason, I became intent on watching raindrops on the windows. 2 separate drops pushed by the wind merged into one for just a moment and then divided again, each carrying with it a part of the other. Simply by that momentary touching, neither was what it had been before. And as each one went on to touch other raindrops, it shared not only itself, but what it had gleaned from the other. I realized that we never touch people so lightly that we do not leave a trace." Could we pull that slide up? I realized that we never touch people so lightly that we do not leave a trace. Would you be willing to just say that with me? We never touch people so lightly that we do not leave a trace. Our state of being matters to those around us. We need to become conscious of what we unintentionally share so we can learn to share with intention. Rabbi Lawrence Kushner writes, "Know this. No one has within themselves all the pieces to their puzzle. Everyone carries with them at least one and probably many pieces of someone else's puzzle. Sometimes they know it, and sometimes they don't. And when you present your piece, which is worthless to you, to another, whether you know it or not, whether they know it or not, you are a messenger from the Most High." So says Rabbi Kushner. The Reverend Kate Braystrup served as a Unitarian Universalist chaplain to the Maine Warden Service, the Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife. Reverend Kate is a stranger to most of the people she ministers to. She's a stranger to the family members and friends of those who've been lost or killed in the woods or the wilderness of Maine. She tells this true story. I showed up not so long ago in a small northern Maine community. An elderly woman, a person who lived with Alzheimer's, let's call her Corinne, had wandered off, and the place last seen was near the woods. The wardens established a command post at the fire station, and by the time that I got there, it was swarming with wardens in green uniforms. And a small army of volunteers was assembling at the firehouse, eager to assist the wardens in their search. The volunteer search and rescue dog teams, those middle-aged hobbyists with their fine trained dogs, had arrived in force. Then there were the less obviously skilled. A half-dozen elderly backwoods guys in torn flannel shirts, a gaggle of college students with unfortunate piercings, some overweight elks and a shriner or two. The members of a local equestrian club appeared with their horses. Also present were the owner of a stained glass window studio and her wife, and a state senator with his teenage daughter in tow. The high school varsity soccer team abandoned its late summer practice to come out to search, along with a bunch of U.S. Marines who'd been cooling their heels in Bangor, waiting deployment overseas. And arriving in a van with wire mesh reinforced windows and under the direct supervision of a guard, inmates, a group of men in neon yellow shirts from the Down East Correctional Facility arrived, a prison primarily, though not exclusively, reserved for sex offenders. Corinne's son, Jim, arrived from out of town, and able-bodied and 50th announced that searching the woods for his mom would be less stressful than just sitting around waiting, so Jim was put on a team as well. Those members of the community who were too old or obviously out of shape to search set up shop in the firehouse kitchen and commenced cooking. The wardens gave each search team a map and an area to search. Each team also had the copy of a photograph of Corinne, a white-haired lady smiling vaguely at the camera. It was hard going that morning. The terrain was rough, the weather turned ugly, rain fell, and still they searched. Everyone wanted to find the woman in the picture. Those who had never met her wanted to find her. Through that very effort of searching for her, they had begun to love her a little, to love Corinne, the mother of Jim. Early that afternoon, untidy searchers returned to the firehouse for their lunch. They're cold, tired, and very hungry. Jim comes back to the firehouse with a heavy heart. He has scratches on his cheek, twigs in his hair, pine needles down his pants, and his mother is still nowhere to be found. Yet, he takes in that scene before him, mops the rain from his face, and smiles. "Look at this," he says. "Look at this. It's incredible." The firehouse is filled with people. The old coots in the flannel shirts, the middle-aged dog handlers, and the college students with piercings are sharing American chop suey with the state senator and his daughter. The U.S. Marines are comparing blisters with the high school soccer players. The sheriff deputies are breaking bread with the convicts. Game wardens share Jell-O with equestrians. The stained glass artist offers the retired state trooper an oatmeal cookie. Strangers, one and all, they all showed up to serve gratefully, to say, "I'm here if you need me." In a little while, they're going to go back out and search some more. They will try to find a body, living or dead. For now, they're here together, joined in community, bent on the common purpose of love. Everyone in the world is here, the lost woman's son exclaims. It's a miracle. If you are really wise, you will know enough to look around for love. It will be there, holding out its arms to you. If you're wise, whoever you are, you will let go, fall against that love, and be held. We never know what that love might look like. We never know who that love might look like. We never know what will hold us. On this, our annual Serve Grateful Sunday, may we remember that sometimes those arms held out will be ours. Sometimes love will come disguised as our face. Sometimes we will be the stranger who must say, I'm here if you need me. I'm here if you need me. Que así sea, bendito sea. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
What's it all about, Alfie? Is it just for the moment we live? What's it all about when you sort it out, Alfie? Are we meant to take more than we give? Or are we meant to be kind? And if only fools are kind, Alfie,
quite a powerhouse in that little frame. Lori here again, de nuevo. I'm back to provide an opportunity to serve this community. And that's by contributing financially or in some way that aids the church in continuing to serve you. Let me wholeheartedly express that we know that this is a very personal decision for everyone, as we all have our own situations to manage. Fairy dust comes in many forms, and for all you can share, we are grateful. In that spirit, please join me in our words of offering. If not us, then who? If not open hearts, then what? If not now, then when? If not here, then where? If not generously, then how? If not us, then who? Here's a slide, telling you how to make a financial contribution to support the programs and missions of this church, including today's live stream coming to you at home. You can scan the QR code on the screen with your phone. You can use Cash App, or if you're on the Alluvial campus, there'll be people with baskets at the door here, and you can just empty your pockets into it. May this church remain worthy of the many forms of your gifts. Thank you for taking the time to be a part of this morning's service, whether live, virtually, or later in the day. Your presence is a service to all of us. When you, meaning you and you and you and you, all of you, are here, you're walking shoulder to shoulder, hand in hand with your family. And you serve those of this community with the dusting of humility, respect, and love. It's the same when you're outside these doors looking to dust others with humility, respect, and love. So may you today and always be dusted with that same humility, respect, and love. As we prepare to end our service and head to the afternoon, please join in these chalice extinguishing words. Extinguimos esta llama, pero no la luz de la verdad, el calor de comunidad o el fuego de nuestro compromiso. Estos los llevaremos en el corazón. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts. I now pass the closing of our service over to you.
Thank you, Lori. And let's give our appreciation for Lori today. Also, I just want to appreciate Danielle and your vocals today. Woo! And if you call the church office anytime, she'll sing a solo just for you. And also want to thank Lorenzo and the band, but also just to give a special shout out to Nicholas coming back from college to play today. We really appreciate that. So a few quick reminders. Cecily is our coordinator of community life. If you are new or newish to the church community, this is the most important person you can go to. She has the answers of the universe within her, but she's really can help you get connected, know a little bit more about the church, and find a place here where you can do more than just visit if you wish. She can help you find a place to belong. Also happening outside, well, I guess it's not. Yeah, I'm thinking, is coffee hour maybe going to be brought inside today?
There's a coffee table out there, but you might just get a coffee and walk around.
Okay, there you go.
Board table will probably be in here.
Okay, so the board table will probably be right in here if you'd like to speak with a member of our Board of Trustees. And it's, oh my gosh, it's Shelley. Who wouldn't want to spend an hour talking to Shelley today? Next week, just to know, come prepared, we're going to have a special luncheon after the service. This is a fundraiser for the Afghan family that we have been sponsoring for the last 2 years. It'll be after the service today. The men's group has teamed up with the Afghan resettlement team to bring us this lunch. So it's a fundraiser next week. Also, I now have to monthly, because we failed our fire drill, monthly I have to review this, so I'm really sorry. But if we pass the next one, we won't have to review it every month. You see the blue line. This is going down the center aisle and over to the side. This is for folks who have mobility, walking issues. That's the way out. For everyone else, if you see the green, you're going to head out this door, cut through the courtyard, down past Alluvial Community Gardens. Do not go in the parking lot or the fire trucks will run you over. Where you want to end up is way over by the Buddhist temple. There's a big open field next to the Buddhist temple and the fence that's there. And that's why we failed. Everybody stopped in the parking lot and got run over by the fire truck. We don't want that to happen. Now, we have two little reminders from our virtual campus. Here is Karen to share a little bit more about our planet, our purpose, a class coming up next Sunday after the service, after the lunch.
Hello, hola. My name is Karen Polnitz, and I'm excited to invite you to join facilitator Ellis Vance for Our Planet, Our Purpose. In the spirit of recognition and growth during Native American Heritage Month, we invite you to this meaningful session to explore Indigenous perspectives on our sacred relationship with water and learn how to be a better water protector with our everyday practices. I hope you'll join Ellis for Our Planet, Our Purpose, live on Alluvial Avenue next Sunday, November 12th at 12:30 p.m.
There we go. Now, the other reminder, and this is going to be a miracle. You see Lorenzo, you're there in your blue shirt sitting at the piano, and watch what Lorenzo, he's so good, what he can do.
Hi, everybody. Lorenzo here, letting you know that on Sunday, December 3rd at 3 p.m., we're having our 4th annual Lorenzo and Company musical fundraiser to benefit the UUCF General Fund. It's going to be live in the sanctuary only. It's going to be a spectacular event with many of our incredibly talented UUCF musicians, plus some special guests. You can buy tickets to this amazing in-person event for $25 each or $50 for a family by visiting www.uufresno.org/LOCO, or you'll be able to buy tickets at the door at the time of the event. And here's a little taste of what you won't want to miss.
Voice in my neighborhood and a voice calling me.
Esta vida es mejor que se acabe, no es para mí. I dreamed that love would never die.
Wonderful. Now, you did hear it is a fundraiser, but if things are a little tight and you want to be here for the concert, just talk to Cecily or talk to myself and we'll comp you in. It's most important to have you here if you want to be here, and we'll take care of the ticket cost. So that is on December
3rd at 3 o'clock, and if you want to donate extra funds to cover folks who can't afford it, you're welcome to do that.
Wonderful, thank you. Last but not least, this is the fun part. We like to take a moment and welcome folks who are here for the first, second, or third time. because we're genuinely glad that you chose to be with us today. And I know we're a smaller crowd because of the big craft fair out there. But if this is your first, second, or third time, or you wish to just impersonate someone who is here for the first, second, or third time, you're welcome to do that. We invite you to stand for just a moment. We won't leave you standing alone for long. Welcome, 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 welcome. We invite the rest of the congregation to rise with them. Please feel free to join hands or to just place your hands over your heart for our closing words and then our sung benediction. Our closing words come from Unitarian Universalist Eric Williams. May you be filled with the blessings of this beloved community. May you carry those blessings with you as you depart from here. May you discover the places in the world where these blessings are needed. May you have the courage to share them. May there be an open place within you to receive the blessings of the people whom you will meet along the way. May it be so. Blessed be. Amen.
2, 3.
Go from here, peace goeth on. Go from here, peace goeth on. Go from here, peace goeth on. In
Shalom and assalamu alaikum.
2, 3, 4.